last week I said a lot of things about jerseys and the reverse retro project, and a whole lot of stuff that I am stunned at how much my opinion has changed over the last week. Let's hop into social media roundup, shall we?
So we're going to be taking a look first off here at the LA Kings jerseys that came out. And I mean, Jesse, you liked them. You had some good things to say in
Yeah.
the breadcrumb trails that were being left. But now that you've seen the whole thing, what are your thoughts on this? Because it's a thing of beauty. It's just gorgeous. It really kind of nailed the idea of it all, like you were mentioning earlier before we started the show. Just redeem yourself here because this is something beautiful.
So the biggest takeaway for me from the Kings jersey and from most of the jerseys, and I never would have thought this, but it's my biggest takeaway is how much having white in a jersey matters to me. And I wouldn't have thought it would. It's sort of like what I was saying earlier about vanilla
Yeah.
and mashed potatoes, right? It's the things that
Yeah.
you don't ever really think about. But I said it last week about the armbands. And if that logo on the crest there that we're looking at right now had been
Yep.
yellow instead of white, I don't think I would have liked the jerseys.
Right.
But because it is white, and I don't know why that should matter. Yellow to white is not a huge shift. But I saw the mock-ups that were put out there where they had all the different color variations. And I really didn't like it with the yellow crest. It was just too much contrast. But there's something, and I mentioned it last week about the 50th anniversary jerseys having the gold trim, didn't like, but having the white trim, I love them.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I really, really like the Kings jerseys. Um, I just think they look great. I really
It's
like them a lot.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so simple. I think the white is what makes it and keeps it simple. You can just see right when you look at it, three colors, right?
Hmm.
And two of them are some of the most iconic colors in King's history with that forum blue and gold. So it's a really nice, nice, clean looking jersey. And it combines two different eras of Kings fans that are two of some of the most beloved eras of Kings fans. Our Kings, design, that chevron logo, and then those two colors. They're just iconic, synonymous with the team and with the branding, and the fact that those two are together now. It's just like, whoa, yeah, that's pretty freaking sweet. So, thumbs up on that reverse retro jersey. There are some other ones that came out, but we'll get to those in a second because we've got some tweets from some pretty big, a big Kings fan here, Colin Hanks. And he said, "This is quite simply my hockey sweater dream I didn't know was possible come true. Forum blue and gold, Gretzky era chevron, LA Kings jersey. Yes, hell yes." And I think that sentiment was echoed among a lot of Kings fans this week. So in the chat, people are also saying, we've got the best retro jersey. Aperture's calling it a banger. Team Price says she loves the jersey. It's getting a lot of love. I haven't seen anybody say a bad thing about this jersey. Darren Pang also threw out a tweet about how Rogie Vachon he idolized him as a kid. He wanted to be him, to see this sweater, jersey, in parentheses, back in similar fashion makes me smile. Well played, LA Kings, and my friend Luke Robitaille and your staff. Now we need number 32 to don Rogie's old colored mask. Ooh, maybe that's one of the surprises we've got in store that your friend was talking about a few weeks ago, Jesse, our goalie mask painter.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The response is just amazing, and as it should be. That jersey's beautiful, and I'm glad Kings fans love it. They're in the chat right now also saying he's 1,000,000% correct. So,
Yeah,
a
well,
great response all around, really.
it's funny. One of the things I said last week was that I generally don't like alternate jerseys, right?
Yeah.
And part of that reason is that when you're a fan of a team, for better or for worse, you tie part of your identity to that team, whether it's the colors, the name, the logo, etc. And so I always sort of blanch a little bit when a new jersey is presented. But this entire project, the idea of taking older style jerseys remixed with older colors that your team doesn't use anymore, my first reaction was to sort of go like, oh, this is gonna be kind of hacky and this is gonna be kind of rough.
Yeah.
I wound up loving the entire thing. I mean, there's a couple couple that I'm not super fond of, but for the most part, I thought they either knocked them out of the park or they came up with a perfectly serviceable jersey that could be used and wouldn't be offensive, wouldn't be an eyesore. I just think it's great. And as other people have pointed out, in a season where revenue might be a little bit short, it's just a great opportunity to raise funds for the game, which is never a bad thing. What are some of those other jerseys we've got to look at?
We're going to start with one of your favorites, Jesse, and that's Colorado's jersey. I'm going to let you just kind of divulge why you love this one so much. It's another beautiful, clean, and simple jersey that just tugs at those nostalgia heartstrings, really.
I mean, everybody, well, I don't know about everybody, but a lot of people love the Quebec Nordiques jerseys, right?
Yeah.
It's that, whether it's the white or the sky blue, whatever color you want to call it. I love the fleur-de-lis at the hem. I always have. It's just a really simple, you know how every arena has a different design for their red line? Sometimes they have the team logo painted into it. That's the sort of thing that I love about the Quebec Nordiques jersey. Right? Yeah. It's got a hemline, but it's not a line. It's a string of fleur-de-lis. And I love the Avalanche colors. They're sort of understated, but they're also unique. I don't even know what color you call that blue, but it's not blue. I'm sure it's maroon, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I like it, and I think that's a gorgeous jersey. And it's little touches like making the captain's C blue instead of maroon. I just really like it. I love the Quebec Nordiques jersey. I love the Avalanche colors. So mixing the two of them, retro reversing it, I just think that one looks great. And I've seen a lot of people list Colorado and LA in their top 3, top 5, whatever it is. Yes. I have no argument. I mean, they're both great. And I love them both.
Another one that's been near the top, I feel like, is Florida. You love the Florida Panthers jerseys as well. And I think it was producer Chris talking about just the striping and how nice the placement is, and kind of looking at that sleeve there. I like how it comes down to a point, and the colors, there's more colors in this one, but they're still placed in ways that doesn't divert from just the overall block color, clean placement of everything. So I really like this one too. And I like how the bottom ends with the top of the shoulder color, and just, I don't know, it's very clean and nice and not too far away from what people are familiar with down there. So what'd you like about this one, Jesse?
Again, it comes back to just introducing a little bit of white.
Yeah.
I historically have not really loved the Panthers jerseys. I like the current ones more than the historic ones. There's something about that shade of blue and red and gold that has not worked for me in the past, but for some reason I really like these ones. I think they look really sharp. And again, I think it just comes down to having a little bit of white at the hem of the waist and the wrists. I don't know why. I just really like it.
Now, I know you love a little bit of white, but there's a jersey that has a lot of bit of white on it, and you have some mixed feelings about it. Now, before we hear your mixed feelings, hear me out on this, because my philosophy on the Red Wings jersey is if it's not broke, don't fix it. I feel like that is just that team saying, we're so classic, we don't have to do anything nuts. Like, we've had this for so long, what do you want us to do with it? And I kind of like that. That's like an in-your-face statement of, like, what do you want from us? We're OG. Like, what do you need? What do you want? So, I don't know. I love it. Yeah, Aperture in the chat is saying, oh, my God, it's a practice jersey. So, Jesse.
But they're not wrong. Listen, we did an hour-long episode of All the Kings Men, which you can find at lakings.com/podcast or wherever fine podcasts are curated. Just search All the Kings Men. And we went through each jersey team by team, and the conclusion that I came away with was you can't grade, or you can do whatever you want. But for me personally, I'm choosing not to grade each jersey based on how I like the specific look, because that really will be subjective, right? There's no point in saying, like, well, I like that and I don't like that. So what I tried to do was say, what did a team attempt something, and how, like, what was the degree of difficulty in their long program, and did they nail it or did they miss? So, for example, the Kings swung big, right? They took an old style and a color set that didn't exist with that old style, and they mashed it up, and it came out looking great. Same with the Colorado. Florida didn't get, Florida's attempt wasn't that complicated, but it looks great.
Yeah.
Detroit didn't, as you said, didn't attempt anything. And so it looks fine. It's not that different from a Detroit Red Wings jersey. I'm not going to sit here and say it's an eyesore or that it's ugly. It's just not much of an attempt. And to your point, there were a bunch of teams that haven't changed their logo, haven't changed the style of their uniforms for decades, if not longer. And so there wasn't a ton they could do, but I would have liked it if Detroit had maybe gone for it, and maybe instead of doing a Detroit Red Wings jersey, did what Vegas did, where they went with the Vegas Thunder. They remixed an old Vegas Thunder jersey. Detroit could have tried to bring back the Detroit Vipers jersey, which was their IHL team. I'm not sure if they played in a different league, but I mean, there's a long history of hockey jerseys in Detroit, and if not Detroit, certainly there are in Michigan. I just think the fact that they haven't changed their jersey over the years would have been an opportunity to get really crazy and interesting, and they didn't. So while I don't hate the end product, I'm sad for the missed opportunity to get crazy.
I hear ya. I think it's an epic statement of saying we don't have to.
Right. Well, that's
how I read it. Nah, we don't
that's
have to
interesting.
We don't have to. We're bold.
Yeah.
If you want us to reverse our colors, we will. But we're already retro. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Something that is cool. That is another sweet spin on some colors and some old logos is the Ducks jersey.
Yeah.
And got this little video that's showcasing the details of everything, and then bam, it's gonna hit you with that front logo.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, like what a throwback! Look at this. Like look at the. I don't even know where to start. Look at the C. Check out this font. Like it's the old school Wild Wing duck guy. Like it's insane. I should have gotten my resident Duck fans opinion on this, but like this is crazy, and it's almost like, how do you hate it? I don't know. It's so crazy. How do you hate it?
So
but
that's
then again,
the most.
we're a King show, so it's like.
Well, no, but this is.
Blow up. So let's go. Let's hear it. But no, it's like, how do you hate it?
This is one of the most surprising things to me about the entire run is that I even said it last week. I was fully prepared to hate this jersey.
Yeah.
Didn't like it in 96 or whatever season it was that they rolled it out in the first place. Think it's completely goofy. There's just very little that I liked about the original jersey, and I wouldn't have thought that just flipping the colors would make the difference for me.
Yeah.
But it does. And not only that, it is what the assignment was.
Yeah.
Right? They took an old jersey that they don't use anymore, and they swapped the colors. They reversed the colors on a retro jersey, and what we're left with is a jersey that I would never wear. Yeah. I would never propose that a team wear them full time as their regular jersey, but given the point,
right? That's the point. Yeah.
Given the context of the assignment, I think it looks really nice. My only gripe is the font, but that's the font they used on the original jersey. So
exactly.
What are you gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah. Chat is 50-50 about this right now. There's some are saying too cartoony. Some are saying
let's be clear, it's awful. I just want to be perfectly clear that at some level that jersey is awful, but it's the jersey that existed 24 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna fault whoever came up with this one because, like I said, that jade, and I can't really tell if it's black or eggplant mixed in with the jade on the jersey, but God, I like it. I don't want to like it, but I actually really do. I'm sort of disappointed in myself, but
it's cool. I don't think ever in our time again will we see a logo that sits that low on a jersey and plays into that bottom stripe of color right there. I don't think we'll see that style and placement of something like that again. I really don't. We've got one more. And it's the Arizona Coyotes jersey, and I love this one. This one and the Calgary Flames are two of my tops, right up there with the Kings, which is number one, obviously. But I love this purple color, really do. And then I love that there's this desert scape on the bottom. It's got the old, I don't even know, like, what is the name of that old Coyotes logo? Did it have a name?
Kachina.
The Kachina. That's what it is. And, Jesse, you, of course, all things go back to The Simpsons. So when you saw this, what did it remind you of with The Simpsons that you had to, tweet that tweet that you did?
I may have the place of origin wrong on the peppers in the Simpsons episode, but there's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer eats a bunch of Guatemalan insanity peppers. Pretty sure they're Guatemalan. And he winds up having an experience where he wanders through a desert landscape. He encounters a tortoise, a talking coyote, that there he is. The moon turns into this giant talking coyote head. If I'm not mistaken, Johnny Cash does the voice of the coyote, urging Homer to find his soulmate, who at the end of the episode, it turns out, is in fact Marge. Spoiler alert for an episode of The Simpsons from 30 years ago. But anyway, there you go. If we could flip back real quick, producer Chris, to the jersey, and then back to the picture.
By the way, we've got our resident
peppers. All right.
Our Simpsons historian Kat in the chat right now.
I should have done the research on that, but I'm just relying on my memory. Anyway, I just saw that and I instantly thought of that episode. Now, this is the jersey that they used again, however many years ago it was. They just flipped the colors on it.
Yep.
But like the Ducks jersey, for me, if you had described that jersey to me just in conversation, I probably would have rolled my eyes and said, yuck, who needs it? This is goofy. But when I'm looking at it, gosh, it's pretty. And like I said, the assignment was to get a retro jersey and reverse the colors, and they did the assignment. I just, like it. I like it.
Oh, freaking good. That purple, that all over purple is just like money. I love it. I love it. It's getting some good comments in the chat right now. Might be their fave. Pinky likes the purple. Nice. Pika wants to buy one of these. People are popping for this right now. And Trina also liked the Calgary jersey as well. So.
To me, again, it goes back to, were they trying something, audacious, or were they just sort of going, doing what the Islanders did? Which is like, here's an Islanders jersey.
Yeah.
And I hope there's a helicopter over me. I apologize if you can't hear me for a second. But I liked it. So that's my takeaway. And I liked the entire. I just thought maybe it's because there's no games to watch. Maybe it's, because of what's going on in the world. But I thought the whole project was fun. Yes. And there were really only a couple that I didn't like. And most of them I thought were pretty great.
It gave us something to look forward to. It pulled on all of our heartstrings in a time where this is just a crazy year, right? So it was a nice little nod to nostalgia. We're all missing hockey. We should be watching hockey right now and we're not. So the timing of this was great. The fact that it is on the horizon, hockey should be starting in 2021, hopefully January, February, we're not sure, but it was just this nice little bridge between, missing hockey so much, having this nostalgia put in front of us, and then looking forward to what's to come. So bravo on the NHL and all the teams that had their designs and their design dreams fulfilled. And yeah, go get your sweaters, kids. Go get your sweaters. I'm going to get a Kings one soon.
Yeah.
Sell out. Are they going to sell out? Do we know? And then we got one more thing on the social media roundup here. The Kopitar family. Just the cutest ever. Kopi's son drew a picture of their entire family. And then I'm not sure, but I think that's Gustel in the corner.
I was just going to ask, is that a duck or is that Gustel?
I think it's Gustel. And it's
probably.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful Gustel. So Ines had posted this on her Instagram story, and that's just so cute. So stinking cute. So while those jerseys made us happy, we're ending on this post that should also, I hope, make you happy. And shout out to the Kopitar family. We miss ya. Gosh darn it, we miss ya.
Yeah.
That's all I got this week, Jesse.